Hey, interview. Um, Bill, this is Daniel. Hi.
Hi, Daniel.
Um,
What's happening?
I'm doing an Alaska Studies class, and I have to interview someone who's lived in Alaska for 25 years, and I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
I don't see why not.
So, my first question is, how long have you lived in Alaska?
You mean cumulative total, or?
Like,
Actually, I came to Alaska when I was 3 years old, and that was 1937.
wow. Was that in Anchorage?
I was in Palmer,
Palmer?
and my folks had a farm in Palmer.
A farm? Was it like, for growing crops or like a cattle or whatnot?
It was a dairy farm. We milked cows and raised.
How long did you live on the farm?
How long did I live on a farm?
Yeah.
Until I went to college in 1951. So
It was,
years.
yeah. So, when you graduated from college, what was your line of work?
I worked for I worked for Boeing to begin with. And I spent 13 years at Boeing and worked on the project to get the man on the moon, the Apollo project.
Really?
Yeah, and I left Boeing in 1971, came back to Alaska, and went to work for N-Star, running their computers, and I was the vice president of N-Star Natural Gas here in Anchorage.
That's cool. So,
Yeah, that was 20 years ago, though.
20 years ago?
Yeah, I've been retired for 20 years.
Wow. I never knew that you worked on, the space missions.
Well, I wasn't, I was involved in the computers that did the simulation and the grunt work on the ground. I didn't have anything to do really with the
Yeah.
project itself. Boeing was building the Saturn V, or the first stage rocket that took all the Apollo astronauts to the moon.
That's really...
They were building that down in Slidell, Louisiana.
That's really cool. So, you did move from Alaska in, like, what year was that?
51, I went to college. I came back, the first year, and they drafted me into the Army. So I was in the Army, but I was in Alaska for the 2 years. Then I went back to school after I got out of the Army. See, I'd be 1956 I got out, so out of the Army. I was down in Fort Rich here. Let's see. I moved 1958. I went to work for Boeing in Seattle. for a while, and then went to Louisiana with Boeing to work on the Launch Systems branch. I was building the Saturn V. Let's see, 58. I came back in 71 then to Alaska, so I was gone from 58 to 71. 13 years, I guess, was about the amount of time I was in Alaska. So that's why I was saying that came up in 1937, but there were 13 years I didn't live in Alaska.
So, have you know how there's the 6 regions in Alaska? Have you ever visited, like, which ones have you visited, like, and what other cities have you been to in Alaska?
Well, all of them here in South Central, I guess. I haven't really been to the ones that don't have roads to them much.
Yeah.
Just about anything, though. Seward, Homer, Kenai, Wasilla, Palmer, Talkeetna, Fairbanks, just on and on and on.
Yeah.
Whatever cities were there. If you call them that, I guess.
Yeah. So, what do you think was the best part in living in Alaska for that first, like, so long?
Well, what's the best part is home. I mean, shoot, I've been here for I have to figure it out now, over 60 years. So, when it just became home. It's probably home to you too. You've been here most of your life, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've been here for a while, like 16 years.
Well, probably if you move somewhere else, you'd get homesick for Alaska.
Yeah, I love Alaska.
I'm not too cracked about the winters anymore, but generally I enjoy the summers.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you folks out of town here the last week or so?
Yeah.
You go down to Oregon?
Yeah.
I kind of figured that's where you'd go.
Yeah, that's where the rest of my family is. Like, when we just are here to visit with them and stuff. So, I know you don't like the winters in Alaska, but besides that, what do you not really like about living in Alaska?
Well, other than the winters, the cold. I'm getting to the age where my bones start to ache in the cold weather, so everything else I like. That's why I'm still here.
Yeah.
If I could think anywhere else I wanted to go, I would, but of course I go to Hawaii in the winter, or Arizona, or somewhere like that for a couple of weeks or a month at a time. I go down to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
places where it's warm.
So, if you could invite 3 famous Alaskans to a dinner, who would they be?
3 famous ones, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know now. All the famous ones I've ever known, most of them are dead now. I can't.
But if they were still alive, like out of all of them, who would you invite?
Oh, Dale Teal, for one. He was president of N-Star.